Alright, welcome back to today's video. This is a beginning of the green construction finally, so that's pretty exciting. So in this video I'll be going through and seeding and getting the green prepped and ready, and hopefully we'll see something happen. Alright, so it is July 6th and I have not touched the new green project at all, and the old green is starting to show signs of major distress. I mean, I said in the last video, same thing here. It's been about a month straight. Every single day we're getting between 1.5 to 3.5 inches of rain. It's insane. Nothing's going as planned, but we've had 2 days now in the upper 80s, lower 90s. So it's dried everything up really well. Anyway, so what I'm saying is I just scraped this really hard to get some thatch out of it. You can kind of see the lines. And I'm gonna overseed the old green and throw a ton of sand on top of it to see if I can get the bent grass to actually take off, because I really don't know how much of this is actually bent grass. I personally don't think any of it is bent grass, so hopefully I can get something done here. All right, so we got the sand down, seed down. I double cut it real low. Let's see what happens. I got a sprinkler head down there. I got one back here behind me. We'll let them run. I mean, it's really not the best idea. It's getting late in the day, but I haven't sprayed a fungicide yet either, but I think it'll be fine. So run sprinklers, just get the seed damp, really, maybe 30 minutes of water in. Tomorrow morning I'll hit it heavy and we'll go from there. All right, so we got sprinkler right there, sprinkler down there. Gonna get nice and saturated and go from there. All right, so I have built a temporary fence in the middle of my fairway, which unfortunately is gonna leave a scar across it. It's gonna look like crap for a while, but that's fine. I've been working on the green, tilled it 6 times today. I'm gonna till it a few more times tomorrow if it doesn't rain. And I've moved the sprinklers around. There's a couple over there now and some other ones across the way. And I've got an automated timer system to see if my water system can handle irrigation. I gotta do, test run here and above ground. And also I lowered my fringe mower to 0.5. I think it was at like 0.6 or something, or 0.7. It was really high. So now it's at roughly 0.5. It's like more like 0.48, but it's 0.5. Old greens, it's doing. And here is why that fence is put up. So the dog dug 4 holes over there and dug this one, so she is now over there. I'm not sure how easy it is to see on camera, but see like clumps like that, little hairdos like that. There he is right there. It's hard to see on camera right there, but I overseeded this. See a little bit like that green, light greenish area in there. Bit right there. Anyways, I overseeded this again for like the 80th time with bent grass. But this time I did a bunch of different fertilizers. I scraped the hell out of this thing. Basically tried to kill it, because why not? And overseeded the bent grass again, just the cheap stuff, the Pencross stuff you can get for dirt cheap. And all right, this focus is really bad. It's taken off. Anyways, I've been working at this, tilling it it's cultivating it once a day, getting those little bits to die. But I'm really stoked with how the green is now. It was pretty much just ruined there for a while, so I've got it fenced off from the dogs, because they have been destroying it. And now I'm actually able to water it every 6 hours. It goes for 10 minutes, and it's looking phenomenal. The bent grass is taking off. I'm really happy. Hopefully it stays that way, so we'll see. All right, this is my first little, I'm doing like ideas for tee box locations. You can kind of see it'll be 2 right here, which will hit down towards there. All right, so here's my current situation. I put an herbicide on the fairway up there, and I put an herbicide on my other fairway. I cut it much higher. I call this my country club fairway because it's cut at 0.4, and this one is cut at like probably about an inch. I'll lower this one at some point here, but this is my taller fairway. Anyways, I'm working on some tee boxes back there. I have this temporary fence up because I'm doing some serious green construction here, and the dogs started digging holes. Doesn't look like it now, but there were 5 deep holes dug in that green. So I haven't really been filming lately or anything because I've been frustrated, really annoyed, quite honestly. But I've been working on stuff like crazy, and things are going extremely well. And right there, I filled in that deep hole so that I can actually mow better there. I'll end up covering this root at some point, but it's the least of my problems. I have been working on the green, and it will be seeded very shortly here, once I can till it a few more times. So like I was saying in the last video, I had 0% bent grass on this green. I finally admitted it to myself that the truth of it is there's 0 bent grass on this thing. Look at this. It is taking off everywhere. I will finally have a bent grass putting green, which is really exciting. I think what's helped a lot is I've experimented with a lot of different fertilizers and herbicides and all this stuff. Don't want to cause any trouble walking on it after I just watered it, but like you can see these little sprouts everywhere. I mean, it's insane. This whole thing is just like, look at that. It's like a freaking carpet. There's one of the holes the dog dug. So that one was the biggest one. It has not filled in yet. But this whole thing is all, probably not all, but it is. There's bent grass everywhere now. It's finally starting to choke out the rye, which is amazing. Here's this. So tomorrow I'm gonna till it probably 1 or 2 more times, and then I'm gonna cultivate it. And from there, I'm gonna rake it, roll it, put a bunch of sand down, probably close to 800 pounds of sand on this thing, and then I will put my seed on it. I will throw my seed down, so this is all Pencross creeping bent, which I just ordered 6 more pounds of creeping bent grass. It's just Pencross, it's nothing crazy. But over here is gonna be Princeville, so these 2 greens are gonna be different altogether. They're gonna be extremely different, but I think they'll be really cool. So this area right here was seeded with just Pencross creeping bent grass, because like I'm saying, I'm gonna turn all the fringe into bent grass. Honestly, I think I'm gonna turn my entire country club fairway into bent grass. But anyways, for now, this green will hopefully be extremely smooth. This will be more of a mid-budget, not like a high roller green, but this will be a mid-budget green. I've got a lot more invested in this one. This green, though, is going to be my super budget-friendly one, where you just scalp what grass you have, pretty much try and kill it, completely ruin it, put a bunch of sand down, try and level it the best you can, and then just put bent grass down, some cheap irrigation, and see what happens. I mean, I'm sure it's going to go crazy in a minute here and get all weird, but I'm going to wait till next week. I'm going to mow this. I just mowed this for the first time ever. I'd let this run for about 3 days, 4 days of growing really well, really fast. Put 2 applications of fertilizer on it. Anyways, I'm going to wait till next week after I've mowed it several times, and then I'm going to start spraying my first fungicides on it to be more preventative. I don't want to have to be treating problems. I want to be preventing them. So that should be pretty sweet. So I had reseeded, or I had seeded this, and I leveled it, seeded it, sanded it, everything, probably about 4 or 5 days ago, which right now I would be seeing a little like chia pet fro on this thing, but unfortunately 2 days ago, one of those 2 doggos, the smaller ones, broke the fence down and just dug this entire pile up, which I think is the puppy. That's her kind of signature move, is to dig everything in sight. So she only dug this though, so I'll take that, because the way this looks, the camera makes it look terrible. It looks pretty good. Versus that, I'll take it. All right, here I am. I think I'm done tilling. I was really concerned about those little like bunches of grass everywhere. There's not a ton, but see, that green looks pretty good now. I was thinking, since that one, all I did is literally I took this and overseeded it a bunch. Got that. I think these little bits of grass, I think they'll be okay. So it's kind of unorthodox, but I think I'm going to use one of my greens mowers that's just a backup machine. I don't use it all, and just run it on the rear drum and try and kind of compact this a little bit, throw some sand on it. So that's the next move. You can call me crazy, but I mean, look at that, shit worked. Got my little footprints everywhere, but I'm gonna throw some dirt on it in certain areas to make it a little more flush the way I'd like it to look. And from there, all right, so here it is. I put 300 pounds of sand on it. I picked up all the weird stuff I could. I made it as flat as I possibly could. The conditions I have. Sure, maybe in the future I'm gonna regret, I wish I, spent more time leveling this, but hey, for now, I'm just happy to get seed down and all that. Yes, but you can see the difference here between where I'd sprayed the herbicide and look at this clear line. Oh my God. That's where I didn't spray the herbicide, and that's what everything looked like not long ago. It's hard to see it now because I mowed when it was wet, but it's pretty crispy green and striped. But I mean, look at this. There, first there. Everything is dying. That's all right. Overseeded the fringe with perennial rye for now. See how it looks. This little get up here, I just seeded this last week. It was a couple days ago, I guess, maybe. It's probably less than a week. Look at that. Got little hairdos everywhere. A little chia pet now. Another update here. It's getting better. It's starting to fill in. You can kind of see these really nice light green patches. It's really coming around. It's exciting. So looking at this, you can see this used to be, you can probably see in other clips, this used to be a just big bare spot. This has been a bare spot since the first time I started cutting this green here. This has been just a crappy old bare spot. Now it's finally filled in with bent grass. If you look right here too, the fringe has some bent grass on it. See the height difference there? That looks pretty cool. I'd really like to do creeping bent grass at 0.4 on my fairway, so we'll see. That'll probably be next year's problem. This year we're gonna get the green squared away. And the tee boxes, I'd really like to start construction, but we'll see what I get time for. So over here is a pretty smooth transition. Over there is a really bad one that's gonna have to get fixed over time. And this back spot, I didn't record any of this because it was pretty hot out. It's been so muggy and so hot. I just didn't feel like recording. But I'll show you the aftermath and all that stuff. This, I fixed it. It was such a steep, awful area. I couldn't let that one go. It was just gonna pool water big time. But this one's not good. It's pretty bad. This is gonna be a giant lake, and I'm just gonna keep throwing sand on top of it until it gets tall enough. Just gonna keep leveling it, and we'll get there. All right, this is the next day after I just recorded a bit of the clips from this video. Saw there was just a tiny bit of fuzz, right? Look at how fast this stuff grows. I threw a little bit of 2208 fertilizer, granular on this thing, and holy moly, this is just, it's only been, probably 20 hours or so since I'd seen just tiny little bits here, like here and there's like tiny little guys. This stuff is insane. I'm gonna do one more little walk through here, the green, the old one. You can see these spots are, they're filling in super fast. You can see it's looking much healthier than it ever has. So the spot that was a huge hole is filling in pretty good. And there's the green. This is day number 2. So my hope is by Wednesday, so today's Monday, I was hoping by Wednesday, Thursday-ish, it'll look just like that one there. But we'll see. Maybe a little ambitious, but I know by next weekend, if everything goes right, this will work out. All right, well, that'll do it for today, or this video. It feels good to have the green finally seeded, sanded, all that stuff. So I'll make another video with an update, probably just something quick when I have grass growing there. So it's pretty exciting. So catch you next time.